Hello, and welcome back to Sales and Business Growth for Busy Women. I'm your host, Lindsay Fletcher. I'm a mom, wife, a dog mom, a business owner times two, and I'm here to help you sell more, get time back in your day, and grow your business. On this podcast, we talk about sales, marketing, business growth, and time management so that your business doesn't take over your life. Before we get into today's topic, a couple of things. Number one, please hit that follow button wherever you are listening to this podcast so you don't miss any episodes. And then number two, if you haven't joined my Women in Business community, you need to be in there with us. We are at almost 1,000 business women, 1,000 members, and we are growing each day. And if you listened to the last episode, you know that I have some really big things planned for 2025. I'm bringing on a leadership team of women that are experts in their fields that will be offering training to you at no charge inside that group. Literally, no dollars will be exchanged. So things like taxes, investing, business law, and of course, sales, marketing, and time management. It's all free. Like I said, no dollars will be exchanged inside this group. So if you want to level up in your business in 2025, join my Women in Business community today. All right, today's topic is all about setting ourselves up for success this holiday season in business and in our personal lives. We're hitting the time of year where our social calendars go overboard with school parties and work parties and family get-togethers and friendsgivings. And I don't know about you, but I used to let the holidays absolutely exhaust me. I'm sharing some helpful tips for this holiday season because I want you to have the best holiday season, full of peace and joy. So I thought I'd share these tips about managing your schedules and time over the next several weeks. So number one, we need to make a plan. We have to plan for the whole season, and then we also have to set aside some time each week for some planning. So planning will help you with the following two steps that I'm about to talk about, and it'll set you up to know what's coming up. It'll also ensure that you don't accidentally let something fall through the cracks because this time of year gets busy. We all know that. So this is a reminder for me too. We have to set aside some time to plan, meaning what actually has to get done, what's imperative for our business running efficiently and well, and then what has to happen in our personal lives. And ask yourself the question, what does a peaceful holiday season look like for us this year? And if you don't know, ask your team, ask your family, have a conversation. So set aside some time to plan each week. Set aside some time now to plan for the whole holiday season, all the way through the first of the years. Don't forget New Year's, and make a plan. Number two, decide what your limits are for your business and your personal life and your family. If you typically go through the holiday season rushing from one thing to the next, yelling at your kids to hurry, and getting frustrated when your husband gets stuck at work 5 minutes late, it might be some time to set some limits this holiday season so that it doesn't end up like last year. Put some boundaries in place, and that will increase your sanity and decrease your stress. And you may need to get your team, your spouse, and or your kids on board. So have an open, honest conversation about this holiday season, how you want it to feel, how you want it to look, and then decide together on what the limits are for your calendars. Step number three is going to be probably the hardest of the three here. You have to enforce those limits, enforce those boundaries, and it is okay to say no. You can say things like, we can't make it this year, or we already have plans, or we've decided to stay home this year. If you're a people pleaser, this time of year is probably especially hard for you because saying no is a hard thing when you know that you might be disappointing someone that you love and that you care about. But there are only so many hours in the day, and there are only so many days in the week. And if you want to keep your peace, you may need to say no to things like volunteering in your kid's classroom if it's going to set you over the edge, or traveling 6 hours one way for a 2-hour party. One of the boundaries that we put in place for our family 6 or 7 years ago is that we don't travel for Christmas anymore. We decided it was just too much. We had just had a baby. Our fourth and final Fletcher came into the world, and we just couldn't run from house to house, being only there long enough to open presents and eat some food, and then we were running to the next place. And it really didn't allow us to teach our kids what Christmas is truly about, which is the birth of Jesus and the significance of him coming into the world. And we really wanted to be intentional about that. So we started staying home, and we told our family that they could come to us. They were welcome to join us for our little family Christmas Day, but we were staying home. And I'm sure I'm sure that disappointed our parents, but it was a boundary that we felt necessary to put into place. Some of you probably thrive this time of year with a little bit of chaos and overloaded schedules. And if that's you, great, do your thing. Do your thing, girl. But if you are like me and the overscheduling and overcrowding of the weekends and of our family time is stressful. And I just think that this time of year, we have to be more intentional than maybe the rest of the year. Or maybe we can set ourselves up for being intentional all year long if we start this season. So to recap, we have to make a plan for a peaceful and joyful holiday season. Then we're going to set some limits on what we can do and what we can't do, and how much running around in our personal lives we're going to do, and how much we are going to try to accomplish for our businesses by the end of the year. And then we're going to enforce those limits. You can do this. You can do this. You can take back your holiday season. It can look however you want it to look. You just have to be intentional with your time and your efforts. So I hope these tips are helpful. I hope it's a good reminder. This was actually a really great reminder for me as well. So just know that you are not alone in this. Each holiday season presents its own challenges and new stages of life. So we just have to be intentional. So let's take our time back, let's take our effort back, and let's be intentional with it. All right, one last reminder. If you have not joined my Women in Business community, please do that. Check the show notes. I will have that linked up for you to click and hit join, and I will see you inside that group. Thank you so, so much for listening to another episode of this podcast. I am so happy that you are here with me. I'm praying for you and I'm praying for your business. I'll talk to you next time.